Last time Melbourne were on this ground, they lost to the West's Tigers here in that double-header earlier on in the season. They will not want to repeat today. There is Jerome Hughes, Wellington-born player, Daryl.
Wellington-born, Palm Beach, Currumbin. NYC with the Gold Coast, played one game there and then got a game up at Townsville with the North Queensland Cowboys. Will Chambers, come out of Origin a little bit checkered. Spent a couple of years in rugby union with Munster and the Queensland Reds. But he'll be a threat on the right edge. And this man here, it's a round of applause for James Gavin, 50 games.
Let's check the Warriors team list just before we start. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, Ken Maumalo back, David Fusitua on the wings. Gerard Beale takes Peter Hiku's spot in the centre. Soleimani Carter wearing 4. And Mason Leno in for Blake Green, who's out with a rib injury. Sean Johnson at halfback. Simon Mannering, game 283. Big week for him, announcing his retirement from the sport at the end of the season. Papali'i and Blair in the back row too. Gavitt, Luke and Parsi the front row. And the bench, Jazz Tabanga, Chris Satai, Joseph Funa. And good to see Bunty Arfour back from injury earlier than expected. He'll be wearing 21. Ben Cummins, John Stone, the officials for today's match, round 19 of the NRL. Nice sunny afternoon here in Auckland. Good solid crowd here too. And we are underway with Isaac Luke kicking off to the Storm. And it's going to be Jesse Bromwich with the first handle. Justin Morgan, sideline, great conditions for the game. Justin.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Yes, a great afternoon here. We had a little bit of rain earlier on, so the ground is a little bit slippery, but blue skies and the sun is shining at the moment. Looking forward to a couple of great matchups. The two fullbacks and the two hookers, both sets of players will have a huge influence on the result of this game.
Good dart out of dummy half from Cameron Munster there off Ryan Hoffman's charge up the left side. Second game of the season against his former club as Asifa Solomona hits the line strongly. But Luke was up for the challenge on his Kiwis teammate. Right on the halfway, 4 tackles gone. Here's Bromwich with his second handle of the set. Good roll on already for the Melbourne Storm. Now Munster goes high, and Tuivasa-Sheck hasn't dropped one all year. And that blemish-free record continues.
They're such a big pack, this Melbourne Storm. 2 Kiwis as the bookends, and Bromwich and Asifa Solomona. 3 carries in that set. This is Maumalo.
Ken Maumalo averaging 120 metres a game per season. He's having a wonderful year. This is Gavitt. Over the 30 he goes. Number 13 for him this season, averaging just on 37 minutes a game. Gavitt again. That was Parsi, in fact, before. They've tied their hair back. From long distance, they look like identical twins. Did I talk my way out of that one? Probably not, as Mannering handles over the halfway. Good game from Mannering last week against the Broncos. He'll need to replicate it today. The Warriors get over the line here. Johnson. Really interesting to see how he goes without Blake Green today. Adokar under this one. He takes it successfully, Josh Adokar.
Pretty much identical sets of 6 from both teams, wasn't it? Last play options, kicks which weren't contested, putting it up, maybe the sun in the eyes of the Fox, Josh Adokar.
What a wonderful Origin series he had. Here's Billy Slater. Good 12-metre gain from Slater. And a fast play, the ball as well. Clumsy as it turned out, as Hughes handles for the first time for Kalfusi, who's up near the halfway. Melbourne haven't been beaten since mid-May. Enjoy the Rabbitohs' run of unbeaten matches. I tell you what, that's Chambers right through the centre. Can he link up with Vulivalu? Oh my goodness, he didn't use him. He might not need to. And it's a try to Will Chambers. A very good try to start the game, and Melbourne off and running.
What a beautiful sleight of hand from Jerome Hughes. Runs down a short side on the right. He's got 3 players on the outside. And pick this up. Was it forward? No, flat at best. And then Will Chambers got a bit of work to do. He said, Suliasi, where are you? Shows on the outside. Tuivasa-Sheck makes a play at the ball. But just a beautiful sleight of hand. No look pass. Good try.
Well, I've got to say that pass Even the one before Justin from Smith to Hughes looked a little dicey, didn't it?
Yeah, very, very flat. They've been renowned for that play over the years. Normally over the years it's been Cooper Cronk and Kevin Proctor running that similar play, but this time Hughes combines with Chambers. Short ball down the short side. Solomon Cart's in two minds whether to take the front man or the back man, but that's an ideal start for the Storm. And hopefully that left edge of the Warriors can shore themselves up, because the Storm over the years, when they get a sniff of a weakness, they tend to keep going there. So expect some more traffic down that side before the game's over.
How about Smith's goal kicking this season? Outstanding. Daryl, 86%.
He's had a good year. Cameron Smith with the boot. The kick against Manly to win that game last week, inside left post. Exactly that kick, but with a little bit of shape coming back to the middle. And I knew you could put the mocker on him, no problem, Glenn. But Will Chambers first on the board here. A bit of a different origin series, you'd say. Will Chambers up against Latrell Mitchell. And look at this, he shows, he goes, backs himself. I like his aggression, Will Chambers. He's in everything.
Big body, great start for Hughes. Chambers, third try of the season and his 75th in his NRL career. And not the start the home team were looking for, and they concede the first points again. But come back plenty of times this season, having conceded the first points in many of their wins this season. Let's see if that pattern continues. Asif Solomona running straight at Papali'i. Gavitt has him right on the 20. Smith. This is Kenny Bromwich. Just for the Kiwis now. Kenny Bromwich played for them at the World Cup as Smith. Away from dummy half now, Kalfusi. Smith goes. Smith runs. Now he unleashes Munster. Out it comes to Hoffman. Johnson has his former teammate. Oh, he's dropped it. Ryan Hoffman spilled the ball. Love the body language and the look on the face there of Hoffman. Yep. I didn't do anything, sir.
Good poker player, wouldn't he, Ryan Hoffman?
Yes, please, right, yep. I'll shortcut. Yep.
The Melbourne right edge is aiming up on Mason Lino, and that'll be where they're targeting. In the Anzac game earlier in the year in Melbourne, Mason Lino played on the right edge, and they targeted him there as well. But anyway, we'll see where the Warriors target their attack.
It's Fusitua off the scrum. Lino, of course, was involved on the right edge in that big win against the Roosters earlier on in the season too in Sydney. There's Lino. Oh, that looked a suspect pass. Got away with that one. Papali'i. John Stone, the assistant referee, was right there. Didn't blow his whistle. In fact, there goes Ben Cummins blowing his for a penalty.
So a hallmark of the Warriors' attack this year is maybe a little lazy pass through the middle and then a long shift. So let's see what sort of structure they bring to this attacking set.
Wicket, Jesse. Kenny, play the 10 line. With Moon out, Kenny. Hold here. Go.
First time we've seen decent field position now for the Warriors. On a set, thanks to that penalties cutter.
Right here, Nelson. Nelson. Go short. Go.
Johnson. Now to Mannering. Mannering, good footwork. Almost snuck past Cameron Smith, who's averaging once again over 40 tackles a game this year. Luke. Another forward pass. Perhaps being let go there by the officials. We've seen plenty of them now. Passy plays the ball. Luke. Here's Johnson. This is looking good for Tuivasa-Sheck. Great tackle from Munster. Players unmarked outside him. Jared Beale was one of them. Fusitua might have been into the corner had Tuivasa-Sheck shifted that pass.
Last one now, Marcus.
Last play.
Go.
This is Johnson. What can he cook up on the last play? He's going to go to Fusitua. Fusitua, what an offload. And Gerard Beale's in the corner. Well, it's such an effective and simple play for the Warriors, executed to perfection.
We thought they should have passed the ball to Fusitua earlier to get a try in this corner. But the last play option, they shift to the left. And watch Sean Johnson. I don't think this is his greatest kick, actually. Didn't really rotate that well in the air. And I watched this at training yesterday when Sean practiced it. Straight over, ends up spot on. Look at it rotate in the air, all wobbly. The Fuss gets up. Beale out the back door as a safety. Got a try last week at Suncorp Stadium. Gerard, is that his second for the year? It's a great play. The skills of Johnson, followed by Fusatua, come to the fore.
Justin, it's just using the assets that the Warriors have, and no doubt that Fusatua is one of his assets is his ability to leap in the air.
Yeah, definitely right. Fusatua up against Adokar, and then Vunivalu up against Ken Mamalo. What a matchup. Both sets of wingers here this afternoon. But what I liked leading up to that try was the ball movement from the Warriors. They shifted the ball, a couple of passes to the left, and then they put a shift back to the right. I really like it when they go play for play. So hopefully we can get some good field position and see more of that from them as the afternoon rolls on.
We love the Sunday afternoon games, but Shaun Johnson's kicking right into the sun here.
Needs a visor, doesn't he? Just 2 from 4 last week against the Broncos. Let's see if we can get a start. This looks good. This is good.
The Warriors take the lead. Fine goal there from Johnson, kicking at 75% this season. Warriors 6-4. 9 minutes gone.
He's really made a difference, hasn't he, on the right edge, Gerard Beale. A lot of question marks over that position over the last couple of weeks. And he made every post a winner last week up at Suncorp. Able to keep his spot on the team.
Just make sure we're behind here. Thanks, Josh. Curtis. Thank you.
Fusatua will get a try assist for that effort.
Back on.
His 4th of the season. That's one thing actually Melbourne have done very well this year. You actually look at the try assists that is spread right through the team. Now let's forget the try assists and look at Gavitt hit the line. That's what we like to see from James Gavitt.
I'd love to see Solomone Carter get some early ball on the left edge here and go straight at Chambers.
Yes.
Hold in the middle. Hold.
Tony tail didn't last too long, did it? Whoops, there's a wobbly pass. Johnson under pressure. Lovely play from him in the end as Beale creates for Fusatua. Funny how things work out sometimes. And just seconds before, they flirted with disaster. Mannering, he was the one that threw the wobbly pass. No harm done in the end. Nice crisp pass there from Luke. Creates a bit of space for Johnson. Nice option with Gavitt going up the middle. There's Johnson on the 5th tackle kicking. Trying to bounce that one in front of Adokar. That one's going to go out about 15 out.
I like it, the early shift. I thought the pass from Simon Mannering was okay. Shaun Johnson should have been there. He was actually too deep, wasn't wrapping around the back. But when you create chaos like this, you're actually better to have the ball than not. So if you're the attacking team, you have the advantage.
The other thing it does, Daryl, is the opposition notices that. They generally spread the field a little bit more, and then there seems to be a few more holes in the middle of the field for the big men as well. So it's a great tactic that the Warriors can employ there by shifting the ball in their own half.
Roger, head in. Heads in, clock off.
Beautiful afternoon for football here. Good crowd, Glenn, too.
Really good crowd, isn't it? Donating $2 of every ticket sale to charity this afternoon, the Warriors. It's a great initiative. I think that's been split amongst 4 charities.
Stand there, back here. Go. One there.
Great idea on what is the only Sunday afternoon game for the Warriors this season at home. Now, Asafa Solomona. Smith sneaks past Shaun Johnson's tackle, but Blair, a good game last week, I thought, Adam Blair against the Broncos.
Here's a key. Every time you can tackle Cameron Smith, throw extra numbers in there. Make sure he stays on the ground.
Yeah. It doesn't often mean they'll do much with the next tackle. Smith kicks from dummy half. Tuivasa-Sheck. He's been in fantastic form the last couple of weeks, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. He's got that running metres per game up to 140 metres a game now.
And coming out of their own end today as Ken Mamalo charges one in behind the ruck there. It'll be interesting seeing how many times Cameron Smith does kick the football. I mean, not noted kickers really Cameron Munster and Jerome Hughes.
There goes your wish. Carter running at Chambers. He inside and didn't initiate contact with Chambers as Gavitt. He's been busy early, James Gavitt. Having a good start to the game. Passy used as a decoy. Now Mannering Wearing. This is looking promising here for the Warriors. Nice really tight pass to Beale. Teams often move it on the fifth tackle, don't they? Look for some width, looks for some holes as Johnson. Vunivalu under the high ball. Didn't look overly secure there. Suliasi Vunivalu, but he has it.
That's a good take in the end. Sort of wobbled a little bit in the last 15, 20 metres on the way down. The tension on Sean Johnson with the kick as well. This is Chambers. Good line speed from the Warriors.
Warriors will need good defence in this game. They were very solid defensively against the Broncos last week. The defence has looked very shaky at times. Very good at other times. Very strange, actually, as Munster has it. Munster plays the ball. Smith, wider of the ruck this time. Bromwich, Kalfusi, Chambers this time, and Malmalo in there to make the tackle. Looked a little sluggish coming out to the right from the Storm that time. Only made 35 metres on that set. And look at the yards here. The pasture in front of Tuivasa-Sheck.
He was lucky to get away with that one, Adam Blair. Just a fraction late in the kick. Chase on Cameron Smith again.
He plays on the edge, doesn't he?
Adam Blair run for Tour right over the top of Hoffman.
And he's earned a penalty for his team there as Johnson couldn't get a clean grab at to play the ball.
Ryan Hoffman for Satua getting the upper hand. Satua and Mamalo can really do some damage here with Melbourne today. To get the ruck started, let Sean play off the back. Runs like that, exactly what we're after.
2 penalties to 0 at the moment. Yeah, Hoffman felt that one, didn't he? Guess his former teammate. Here's Adam Blair. Hoffman in there making a tackle. So again, the Warriors, a good set here. Will be right on Melbourne's line at the end of it as Gavitt. He's looked very good early in this game. One of the strongest starts we've seen from Gavitt in any game this season is Luke. Gives it to Lino. Kicks early in the tackle count. Well, it worked out okay in the end with a line dropout.
Nice work, Mason Lino. He's been playing pretty much on the left. Pushes himself over to the right and gives himself an option for a little play. Clever little kick. Bounces just before the line. Let's have a look. And then chases himself. It's down on Curtis Scott. Nice play.
Great variation there from Mason Lino. And again, any kind of variation in your play can always put the defensive team under a little bit of second guessing as the game rolls on. So we've seen a real good combination of plays from the Warriors when they've been attacking the Melbourne line.
I'll tell you what, Curtis Scott did really well actually to actually force that ball. Papali'i did very well. There's something similar right there. Here's Passy running onto that one nicely. Beautiful offload from Ag Passy. Mannering cuts back towards the heavy fellas again. And it all worked out pretty pear-shaped there. He should have just...
Oh, that was great football, Glenn, from Passy. Unfortunately, Simon Mannering's just overcooked it a little bit, trying to keep the ball alive. Have a look at this. Isaiah Papali'i puts the wind up everyone. Grabs the football, and then Asafa Solomona just monsters him. Mannering back towards the middle. Wants to turn and give it to Isaac Luke. There was an offload just before that from Ignatius Passy, which was just perfect.
Head in, James, head in.
There's a real fine line, isn't there, between playing attacking style of football and just going a little bit too much. You don't want to give too much free ball to this Melbourne Storm team.
Vunivalu cuts back.
You give this man too much free ball or room either.
Slater looks full of running. Yeah, it's normal, doesn't he? Yeah, goes Bromwich. Injury disrupted season for the former Kiwis player, of course. This is Kenny Bromwich, his brother. Well, they love playing coming back to Auckland, don't they? Playing in front of their family here. Bromwich brothers. Munster. There's a ball to Hoffman. He's looking for an offload, Ryan Hoffman. Fast play the ball has Munster. Off and running again. You don't want to let it run him too much. Here's Jesse Bromwich. Show and go almost from Jesse Bromwich. 13 metres out. Good set of 6 here from the visitors. Smith. Oh, take the hands up from Gavitt. He put super glue on his hands this morning.
Well, in game 50, it was like a catch in the slips, wasn't it? For James Gavitt. He was a master as well, and Cameron Smith, who ducked out and kicking back across the ruck.
It was a lovely option, wasn't it? They looked like they were going right for all money.
Averaging about 35 minutes a game this year, Gavitt. I wonder whether he'll go a little bit longer today.
Johnson takes the line on. Hoffman nailed him. Here goes Tuivasa-Sheck from dummy half. That's a 12-metre gain. Last play for the Warriors. Luke. He'll do the kicking. And he's found a nice gap there between Vunivalu and Billy Slater.
Mason Lino with the charge.
And he's done enough to stop Vunivalu, the big Fijian.
The cavalry comes, the second wave, led by Isaiah Papali. It was a good kick from Isaac Luke. He's shaped to go deep to the right corner, and then kick down the middle. They turn Chambers round and send him back home.
Slater taken nicely by Malmalu. Vunivalu. This is Addo-Carr looking for some work. Coming in off the left wing. Scott. Nice surge from Curtis Scott. Still only 21 years of age, Curtis Scott. Been around for a couple of years now, and that's an excellent kick. And that's an excellent set of 6 from Melbourne.
He's just too good, too clever. The first 3 tackles in that set of 6, Glenn, they were going nowhere. Curtis Scott comes across from left centre. Good charge up through the middle. Then the master, Cameron Smith, peels a kick off right in behind the ruck and sends the Warriors back to work it off their own line 10 metres out.
There's not many teams that collect the ball on their own try line on play 0. And as you mentioned there, Darryl really struggled with their first couple of carries and then go 90 metres, and that's great experience and belief that this Melbourne team have built up over a number of years, and hence why they've been one of the best teams for the past decade in the NRL.
Well, 1 try apiece, Monty Beetham, in the first 20 minutes. What's your assessment?
Oh, it's all about the battle in the middle of the park. We know that. It's about the speed in the ruck and what you're doing. Having won the last 5 days against the Melbourne Storm, and that's because we've been dominant in that area as we see Isaac Luke get out. At the moment, it's been back and forth, but it's been one that the crowd here has really enjoyed.
Try scorers in the game, Chambers for Melbourne and Gerard Beale for the Warriors. Tabanga on for Gavitt, right on the 20-minute mark. Bunty Arfon on the bench, remember today as well. Coming back earlier from injury and expected is Tabanga.
Keep an eye on Jazz here with the headband. He'll play the rest of the game from here. He won't get another breather. His involvements are immense. He turns nothing into something.
Very good season as Slater scampers, looking for a hole. Can't find one that time. Addo-Carr. Josh Addo-Carr. Contact on him first up must be effective. Otherwise, he'll destroy you. Scott again, having a strong game. Left centre. Asa for Solomona, another hit up to him. Made over 40 metres in the game already. There's Big Nelson. Glasby out there now. State of Origin rep for Queensland. This is Hughes. Keeps it in hand at Chambers. That one was a worm burner, and Tuivasa-Sheck has gobbled that one up nicely. Tuivasa-Sheck at his best.
There was some space there for Roger. Just trying to work the space. He had Cameron Smith going laterally. Glasby on. It's up to Newcastle next year.
Nice pickup for Newcastle. There's Fussy Tua. Good tackle from Scott. He's having a strong game as Tabanga nips away from dummy half again. Tabanga very effective off the bench this season. Game number 13 for him this season. In this one here. Now Johnson. Blair back to Johnson. Cut out pass. Beale. Fussy Tua on the 30. 2 tackles. Last tackle, in fact, in this set. Now Johnson. The depth on that one could have been a bit deeper, and in the end, this could be a bit dicey for either team. And in the end, it's still the last play is Lino. Now might open up on the right, Johnson. second as it turned out there for Adokar, and the set will begin just inside zone 10. So a bit scrappy.
It's a good attack, though, down the right. Loving the work of Gerard Beale. Sean Johnson giving him nice early football. He's got good footwork. He's getting on the inside of Curtis Scott at times. This is Jerome Hughes making a good charge up through the middle. Both teams playing well.
It's an answer for Solomona. Played in the test, and that's Melbourne's first penalty of the game.
Bunty Afoa about to enter the fray after returning from injury, so he'll be looking to add some leg speed to that middle of the field. There's a great battle going on in the middle of the park. Both sets of middlemen doing a great job. Outside backs chiming in as well. What an entertaining game of rugby league so far for the first 20-odd minutes.
It's been very good, hasn't it? Error rate for both teams low. Only one error each. Many penalties in the game either. Munster. Bromwich, nice hands. Munster. This is Chambers. Looking for a hole and a crowd penalty given there to the Warriors for obstruction. The play continues. Hughes to Bromwich. Glasby. 25 metres out. No knock on. Flat pass at best again there for Munster from Smith. Now Slater. This is where he's really dangerous. Kalfusi at dummy half. Smith on the 5th tackle. There's a nice direct angle there from Asifa Solomona, and the offload is good too to Curtis Scott. And he's dropped it well, Scott. Knock-ons both ways. It'll be a scrum back to the Warriors, but wow, Scott lets the Warriors off the hook.
There are so many attacking threats on both sides. This is so entertaining. Curtis Scott on the left here gets an opportunity to bounce back towards the middle. Asifa Solomona bursts through the line and then a right arm offload. And look at this, Curtis Scott. Watch the work of Mannering here over the top. Just dislodges the ball. Adam Blair leaves it as late as he can to flick it to Avasa Sheck.
Stats a very even percentage possession, just in favour of the Warriors, 52 to 48 at the moment. In every statistical category, fairly even. Completion rate is very good for the Warriors, over 90% at the moment. Malmalo, see you later, Will Chambers.
Yep. Solomoni Carter needs to come next. Malmalo first.
Alice Bunty Afoa, who comes next. Great to see him back. Still no Tohu Harris. He's a few more weeks away. We saw the return of Leivaha Pulu today after a long stint out in the early game. So I'm sure he'll be back into the NRL Warriors team contention in the next week or two.
Sorry, Glenn. Lovely offload there to get this attack started to Beale again. It was from Jazz Tavanga.
Beale looking dangerous again. A good game on the right edge. He's stopping back battle. Finally a penalty. It was a late call from John Stone, but it's there nonetheless.
This penalty was coming from 2 plays back. Really slow around the ruck in the last 2 tackles of Melbourne Storm. And the build-up gives the Warriors their 3rd penalty today. Melbourne have only had 1.
Beale got great acceleration off the mark. Warriors, the last time they were off a penalty, didn't execute. Let's see if they can improve that as Afoa hits the line. He really has improved his game in 2018. Luke Johnson.
It could be double, it could be double.
Now the pass has gone astray, and Malo does tackle Vunivalu.
They just weren't deep enough. Suliasi's lost the football here. They've given a penalty. I think he lost it. The Warriors go without a try here from being too flat. Perfect structure for a left attack. And a quick tip on from Tuivasa Sheck. Solomoni Carter and Ken Mamalo overrun it. Opportunity missed.
Wait for the tap here. Adam!
Kalfusi towards the halfway line.
Have we seen Felici Kafusi today?
This has been fairly quiet so far in the game. Most of the attacks have been heading left through Munster. Slater, great tackle from Fusitua. Oh, gee, if Slater was through there, it was curtains, you'd say. Hoffman. Now Welsh, who's out there. Christian Welsh off the bench for Melbourne today. Birthday on Thursday for him. Now Munster, Slater. And James on the segue almost caught that. Unlike James, I can see a little smile on your face there, buddy.
With all due respect to Billy Slater, it's probably the worst pass I've seen him throw for quite some time. A great tackle from David Fusitua on the last attacking raid really stopped something. And here, Munster goes out the back. Well, this was a tackle from Fusitua that stopped that raid. If Billy keeps running then, it's curtains. And here, the second time round, up it goes into the right hand. And he's propelled it forward straight out of his arms, which is unlike Billy Slater. You're right. Our man on the segue nearly got that.
One thing Billy won't do is stop chancing his arm. That's why he's such a good player. He plays at full speed, and if he sees half an opportunity, he generally takes it. Conservative, doesn't really enter his mindset, but a very uncharacteristic error there. But back to the Warriors, it's the second time that they've handed over the ball in good field position. They can't continue to do that, so next time they get a penalty or the next time they're in the Storm half, they're really going to have to get to the back end of their set.
It's a very good point, Justin. Sooner rather than later, Melbourne make you pay when you don't execute R4. Actually, that pass from Billy Slater was pretty much on the same spot where Cronulla got that try a couple of weeks ago. Hey, Daryl.
Let's not revisit that.
Yes, indeed.
I'm enjoying this.
Cutter. 32 metres out from his own line. This is Johnson. Johnson and Beale again. Tries to squeeze between defenders. Luke hasn't had any opportunity to run out of dummy half. He was wonderful last week. Melbourne have shut down any potential attacks there so far in these first 28 minutes. Just the 2 tries in the game. Chambers scored in the first few minutes for Melbourne. Jared Beale inside the 10 minutes as well. Slater. Play on is the call. Billy Slater looking for that 20-metre restart. Didn't get it.
Yeah, he's in the field of play, but I thought he had actually pushed his left leg back into the in-goal area. This is the Fox. It's a good kick from Johnson. Set up there for...
Perfect kick in the end, wasn't it? Here's Vunivalu from dummy half. Hasn't quite been the lethal try-scoring weapon this season as he was last season. He still has 9 tries, though. Welsh. Carr, of course, on the other wing has had the best try-scoring record in this team. Kaufusi now runs straight at Mason Lennell. Of course, Kaufusi, an Auckland-born player.
Last one is up. Hold here, hold. Go.
And Luke might be struggling with a shoulder injury at the moment. That right shoulder might be plaguing him again. Now, Tuivasa-Sheck. Taken by Chambers. So we'll keep an eye on that one for you.
Has Cameron Smith delivered all of the kick options so far for the Melbourne Storm?
I think so.
Maybe Munster has one. Certainly Jerome Hughes hasn't been sighted yet.
Marlow has run for over 50 metres in the game already. Johnson's handling the ball a lot more in this game than in previous games. It's good to see. Tavanga. Customary run from him. Only a small fella, often doesn't get driven back though. Once contact is made. It's a short pass to Mannering. Right, whoa. And that has been turned over, which suggests there could be a problem for Isaac Luke.
That is a no-no. That is a gift for Melbourne.
He would normally never do that, Isaac Luke. Yes, you can see him favouring that right shoulder at the moment.
Play the ball.
Before making the tackle on Glasby. Welsh. I guess for Luke, he might just be hoping to get through to half-time and see whether he can get some repairs as Munster. Hoffman runs at Johnson. Luke in there not shirking any defensive responsibilities. Munster again. Mannering nails him. Now, Melbourne haven't been down here for a while. Let's see what they can execute. Hughes. This is Slater. Slater straight to Carter. Oh, it's been struck by Slater. They're going to try and win a touch. What is going on here? It has finally gone out, I believe, or gone forward. What a dog's breakfast.
Well, they basically dodgeability of the Warriors. But not getting to dummy half was just gifting Melbourne an opportunity to strike. And they shifted out to the right. And a kick goes straight into the arms of Solomone Carter. Let's have a look at this. Hughes. Solomone picks it straight up, and then Billy Slater just steals it one-on-one. And now they suspend Billy Slater in the air and drive him towards touch. The ball's still in. I believe that was still in play, but they'd called it knocked forward.
Wait till it's out here, boys.
Wait, don't feed it, mate. Okay, head in, lock off, feed it now.
Wait forward.
Feed it now, mate.
Well, that's a little tip to the Warriors' defence there, Justin.
Out.
Yes, they're very lucky to get away with that one. We're going to see Sarte into the field now for the first time. Simon Mannering is coming from the field. I don't think he's injured. I think he's just getting a bit of a break, but hopefully he can add some energy.
Sarte on, wearing 15 for the Warriors, R4. Looks like he's had no problems recovering from that leg injury.
Oh, Bunty R4 just offloading after the call of Hill. It's important to continue the attacking style of play for the Warriors, but it's also important to complete the set of 6 after failing to complete their last. 12 sets completed already for the Warriors, 11 for Melbourne.
Tom Gillespie gives away the penalty.
Or a penalty.
There was 3 in there. It's a peel, mate.
Rockhampton born.
Happy for with that call.
Tim
He's had
Gillespie.
3 games of state of origin now for Queensland.
Wait. Ken!
Real country lad, a real worker.
Tuivasa Sheck leading all runners at the moment with 96 metres. 140 metres per game. That has him 6th
Hold here, boys. Hold.
in the NRL.
Hold well, police.
He's
Wait for the
comfortably in the
tap.
top 10 in that statistical category. Now Carter. Papali'i absolutely smashed by number 20, Dale Finucane.
Yeah, they come all the way from Bega, that tackle.
Finucane will be relishing his opportunity back in the Melbourne Storm jersey after a weekly period out injured. 9th game just for him this season, Dale Finucane. For a nice line run from him. Finucane has him. So let's see if the Warriors can compose themselves to complete this set. Get right on the Melbourne line. Tavanga offloads to Tuivasa Sheck. There's that footwork again. Offload 2. 4. Blair. 2 more tackles left in this set. Ideal field position. Luke to Johnson. Tuivasa Sheck. There's the hands, and it's been lost by Fusitua and kept in the field of play. That was a near thing for Addo-Carr.
Again, there's an opportunity gone, but at least they're attacking. Just the execution a little bit off mark. Offloads, 8 for the Warriors, just 3 for the Storm.
Those completion rates, they're actually, both teams are dropping at the moment, down in the low 70s.
Really would like the Warriors to get to their kick, considering their only try has come off a kick to Fusitua, and I'd love to see him get up against Addo-Carr again. I know you have to play an attacking style of football to try and score points, but he's such a weapon on the wing. When you get that close to the try line, maybe be a little bit more conservative for one play to make sure you get that kicking chance in.
Melbourne Storm, prior to this game, had only conceded 3 tries all season to a kick.
Hold here, boys.
Well, it's 4 now, isn't it? But that is impressive. Munster, it's a short ball, beautiful pass. And Finucane was almost through, but a good tackle from Tavanga. Smith, Hughes, Slater, and now Chambers, the try scorer.
Important
Part of the game now, just 4 minutes to play until half-time. This is where the good teams really flex their muscles, and we know the Storm are more than capable of recapturing the lead before half-time. Smith, Gillespie, Got his benchmate Welch with him. Didn't use him that time. Last play. Smith. This is Welch from the line. Did he get it down? He's held up. So they chose to run the ball and not kick it either.
Such an interesting play on the last. One out run. They have been good against the line this year, the Warriors, in similar positions. But still, thought the kick and goal from Cameron Smith, or chancing it more to the right, would have been the go. 3.5 to go. Mamalo. 1, 2, 3. Melbourne Storm defenders.
Runs onto that one nicely. Really good try scoring form, Carter, in the last few games.
They stood there waiting, didn't they, the Storm?
Don't stand and wait.
Didn't really want to charge towards Ken.
Again, Satai. His numbers are improving off the bench. Big opportunity for Satai. With Sam Lasoni's form falling away. Satai taking his spot on the bench in recent times. Now Lino. This is Carter. That was Hughes copying it from Solimoni Carter. Last play. Swings back to the right. Lino doing a fairly good job deputising for Blake Green. Now, what can Johnson cook up? This is Papali'i. Papali'i skips through a tackle. Offloads. It's forward. Well, it's been dropped by Lino, but the pass has been called forward before.
Forward pass.
Just lost his bearings. Isaiah Papali'i in the swivel, in the twist.
Back here, guys, back here.
Propelled the ball forward. They come back to the left after being pretty much midfield, and here, as he twisted and turned, couldn't get the ball to go backwards. Isaiah Papali'i, still just 19 years of age, would you believe?
Doesn't turn 20 until September. Inside the last 2 minutes of the first half. Glasby. Driven back from the injured Isaac Luke. Doesn't lack courage, does he? This is Munster. He's having a very strong first half. It's gone backwards and it's play on. This is Scott. Now could open up here for Melbourne. Hughes tackled from behind from Tavanga. The vital tackle again. Now Smith rolls away from dummy half. Slater. Very typical to see him running off the shoulder of Smith. 2 tackles left in this set. Munster gives it to Scott again. Scott almost through. Luke again with a big tackle. Warriors defence looking a little tired now. There's the kick for Vunivalu. He's got it. Suliasi. Oh, he's got the try. Suliasi Vunivalu takes advantage of a tiring defence, and he gives Melbourne the lead.
He's pretty special, isn't he? Suliasi Vunivalu, formerly of Auckland St Kent's, made a real home for himself at the Melbourne Storm. He's a freakish try scorer. Munster left to right. Hughes with his first kick of the match. It's spot on. Mamalo goes up, but doesn't really contest it. It's back to back. Gets his hands up above Ken Mamalo. A little bit of work to do to finish it off as well. Left fend to keep Solimoni Carter away. What's that? 63 games, 56 tries. Oh, please.
Yeah, it's a strike rate and a half. And that will do it for the first half. And Justin just had that field, didn't it?
They
defence.
They just hang in there, the Melbourne Storm. They were put under a little bit of pressure territory-wise, a little bit of possession from the Warriors, but they just hang in there and they keep turning up, and you could just see something developing in that set of 6. And it was a nice little kick, and Vunivalu, one-on-one with most players, is going to score. I think his fend is about 9 foot long, so very hard for Solomon Carter to get very close to him there.
1,074 goals coming into this match. Cameron Smith. His first kick was about 10 metres further infield from this, and it had no shape on it at all. He started it on left post and it stayed there. It does have a little bit of a breeze coming down, and this one, well, he's adjusted, but he's adjusted too much.
So it's going to be a 2-point margin at halftime. 2 tries to 1. It is the Storm leading the Warriors 8 points to 6.
Someone for the Warriors is having a ding-dong battle today is Adam Blair, up against his friends and foes in terms of Asafa Solomona, Bromwich by 2, Jesse and Kenny. He's really in the fight today, Adam Blair, and enjoying it.
He's made 19 tackles as well. And Cameron Munster is a real running 5'8". His run average per game is just under 100 metres a game.
Well, he's already run for 75 metres with just 6 carries in that first half, so...
So Melbourne hunting for their 6th straight win against the Warriors. It's a pretty ugly stat in recent years for home fans.
Okay, time to run.
Let's see if they can turn around with 40 minutes to play. Remember, the Storm win this game, they go to the top of the table on points differential, ahead of both the Dragons and the Rabbitohs.
Out of there now.
Hold here. Hold. Go.
Luke Papali'i.
Just 2 players not used in the first half. Both Joes, Joe Vuna, Joe Stimson.
Satai right on the 30.
Christian.
Chris Satai.
Go through.
Luke again. Tavanga. Error rate from both teams pretty good in the first half.
Side police.
Good run from Jazz straight through the middle.
Go forward.
Looking for the penalty too, but the wrestler having none of it. Now Leno kicks on the 5th tackle, got it behind Billy Slater. So not much opportunity here for Slater to return the football. Excellent chase too from Leno, who's filling in, of course, for Blake Green.
Yeah, most important. I heard Stephen Kearney talk about how valuable the kick chase was last week against Brisbane to nullify their outside backs. Good job from Mason Leno. The kick, then the chase.
Carr and Malmalo. It's back to his 2nd row days in the juniors. That tackle
Right here. Go through.
ran straight at him.
Cousin of Nelson Asafa Solomona.
Surrender.
Ken 24 and Nelson 22.
So for Solomon, already has 5 tests under his belt. And of course, Malmalo debuted for the Kiwis in the Denver test a few weeks back.
Back here, Bunny.
Welsh
Go.
plays the ball.
Light.
There goes the kick from Jerome Hughes. And it's just inside the field of play. So a wobbly old one there from Hughes.
He gets away with it here, Jerome Hughes. This was the work Cameron Smith was delivering, courtesy of the kicking game in the first half. Got some pressure on him from Jazz Tavanga. So the ball comes off the side of his foot. It's a pretty horrible one, really. But it bounces and finds touch. So good pressure from Jazz.
I think that's a part of the game that the Warriors can definitely improve in this second half, is putting their kickers under pressure. Saw in the first half Cameron Smith took majority of that role in kicking the football. If they see him not at dummy half, get some people at him or at Jerome Hughes there and put him under some pressure, and they'll get some free field position.
Here's Kim Malmalo. That's a good run. And the offload is superb. Johnson. In the end, Johnson only made a couple more metres. It's a penalty to the Warriors.
He got squeezed there, didn't he, Sean? 1, 2, 3, 4. They love getting numbers in the tackle, the Melbourne Storm. Billy arguing the call. Let's have a look here. The ball's really high above the shoulder and then reefed out. So field position's one thing, Glenn, but points is another.
100%. I was just about to say that's like the 3rd or 4th time we've seen in this game where the Warriors have started a set of 6 off a penalty from this part of the field, and they've not got to the end of the set each time. Tavanga. Luke. Tuivasa-Sheck. Blair. Once Tuivasa-Sheck didn't take the line on. Luke looking for the penalty. The play on is the call. Is Satai. Satai. Melbourne was sniffing around for Chris Satai a few weeks back, weren't they? But in the end, he's re-signed for the Warriors. Johnson. Johnson, a wobbly pass. And it's gone to deck. And no, it's play on.
It's all gone backwards.
Papali'i. It's a new set of 6 as well.
Stay there, Cameron. Go, 1.
Luke. Tavanga now, Satai again. Good leg drive from Chris Satai.
Oh, for 2. Right now. Go 2.
Big opportunity here for the Warriors to reclaim the lead. What a pass! Maumalo. Kata, great hands from Sol Kata. 3 metres out. There's some great tackling, though, from Melbourne to keep the Warriors out there. 2 passes went back in the middle of the field through Sean Johnson. Now Tuivasa Sheck. Gerard Beale, but Melbourne's defence is watertight again. Johnson again to Tavanga. The Warriors continue to look for holes as they spread it again. Now Kata! Kata! Is he there, Sol Kata?
I don't know if he got there.
No, we have the 5th tackle. I have no try. Have the arms with the ball touching the ground. Can you just confirm that, please? And promotion of the ball. Solomon Carter. Yep.
The attack was sublime and the defence was superb.
Ball in the arm carrying the ball from Solomon Carter makes contact on the ground, then he promotes the ball into the in goal. We have a decision.
Pretty clear to see. Disappointing for the Warriors. There were some real opportunities on that right side, wasn't there, Glenn? Or should I say the left side? Great defence.
Well, that's how close Carter was to giving the lead back to the Warriors.
You can't help yourself, can you, when the line's just there?
Great work there from Will Chambers, making that last-ditch tackle on the try line. The Melbourne defence has been excellent. They have so much pride in their try line. A lot of ball movement there from the Warriors. They just need to stay patient. The next opportunity they get, don't get too frustrated. Stay nice and patient, and they'll get some opportunities just like they did in that set.
Melbourne actually no possession in this first 6 minutes of the second half as Kalfusi heads up towards the halfway line. They find a way, Melbourne, to score or survive, don't they? Finucane. Luke in there to make the tackle. Finucane's offloaded it. There could be space somewhere else on the field, and that's what Melbourne are hunting for now. There's that Kafusi. 35 metres out from the Warriors line. There's back to Slater with that old play, and Hughes slotted into his role nicely on that occasion. Munster. Back to Christian Welsh. Last play here for Melbourne. Finucane. Munster kicks. Great centre. 6, it's still there. It's been forced, it has. Gee, I just wondered for a second whether it had been.
Roger Tuivasa-Sheck got a hand to it before Fusatua come into the frame, so there was no problem there. But they're clever, aren't they? They go to Finucane first, and then the second pass to Munster, which brings the D-line up, so there's plenty of space in behind.
Well, that's a great set of 6 there from the Storm, Justin. That's gone the length of the field.
Yeah, it's the second time we've already seen that this half. Short kick-off from Sean Johnson.
Now, we saw this plenty of times last week from the Warriors against the Broncos, and we saw a try scored off one of them from Isaac Luke at the other end of the field. And now a penalty.
Yeah, they started this in Brisbane. Now they get some reward with it as well. Here at Mount Smart. It's unorthodox and it's risky. But boy, doesn't it give you a boost when you get it right? The kick's good from Johnson. We know the skill level there. And guess who on the end of it again? Maumalo. Bats it back to Tuivasa-Sheck.
Wait here, wait for it, go.
So just with Melbourne Storm thinking they were going to put a play on.
Just one of those occasions there, I think, where a penalty actually against the Warriors stopped the momentum. That could have really opened up off a fast play the ball from Tuivasa-Sheck.
Release Christian! Wait here, go 2.
Tavanga. Good to see the Warriors innovating, isn't it? Starting with those short dropouts. Luke. This is Blair. Looks for a hole. Slow play the wall. Luke. This is the 5th tackle. Johnson. Johnson! No! It's through to Tabanga. Almost intercepted. It's Luke. Looks for support. Oh, they live on the edge. They're hanging off the cliff face, and there's only a fingernail hanging on sometimes. Now, this is the last play. This is Leno. Beautifully taken by Slater. Tuivasa-Sheck was hurrying through like Billy Slater does for the Storm.
Oh, nearly a try at both ends. The kick from Mason Leno was angled back in towards the post. Tuivasa-Sheck was heading that way, so they'd set it up perfectly. What a great take. This is the Fox. Mamalo swallows him.
Mamalo's tackling has been very good in this game. Now Vunivalu.
Comes right off his wing, doesn't he, the Fox, to get involved on the right-hand side of the field.
Tim Glasby settles it down. Just over his own 40. Now Smith. Change of direction. That's bounced kindly for Kim Malmalo. Jerome Hughes! That's a walkover! Get some of that in here! Now what's happened here? Malmalo's dropped the ball. It's a knock-on against the Warriors.
Oh, no. You wouldn't blame Jerome Hughes for wanting to get out of the road when Ken was coming. But then the second effort, after he's gone past Jerome Hughes, have a look at this. Just lines him up. Jerome says, OK, you go through. And here, Cameron Smith over the top. Well, it's a high shot to start with. Let's have a look at this. Lovely work. And there, right on the melon. Well, please. I know Ken Mamalo's 6'4" and Cameron Smith 5'10", but you still can't whack someone around the ears.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's a hot knock on. He got up to his feet to play the ball, planted it on the ground, and then he got a second push by Cameron Smith. So really, most probably should have been a penalty if it wasn't for the high tackle, for the interference in the play the ball.
This is where the role of the bunker could get involved in the sport. We've seen the VAR get involved in the Football World Cup in a circumstance like that, asking the referee to look at something, and they'll look at that next year. Who knows? Now Smith. Let's get back to the game. 40 minutes to play, 30 minutes to play. Still a 2-point lead. We're still on this half-time score of 8 points to 6. Finucane. Galfusi. This will be just like Melbourne to pounce here and score a try. It's where the Warriors have to be very careful. There goes the penalty.
You pull him to the ground afterwards. Right here. Go.
Melbourne don't take the shot for goal, and Bromwich keeps the play going.
All the way, keep coming, Adam. Go, 1.
Slater. Munster. Hoffman.
Well, I've got to say that's karma. Poor old Ryan Hoffman. Been plenty of time. 60 games for the Warriors here over 3 years, and captained the club. He's returned twice this year. Drops off on an unders ball from Cameron Munster. Just having a little bo peep at the line. Big play for the Warriors there.
The intensity on the field's lifted a couple of notches. Both teams, there's a little bit more verbal going on out there. There's a little bit of niggle in the tackles. Both sets of players have really lifted the intensity in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Stay in, Billy. Hold in.
It's the ability for the Warriors to ride out these bad moments of momentum. It's been a characteristic that's been missing in the past couple of years, and it's good to see it's alive here.
course, this is the back end of the season too for the Warriors now. The start of the back end of the season, which has not gone well for this club the last couple of years. Leno into dummy half. Aliki. James Gallup looking to get back out there. His first in on the field, 60 metres, 6 sit-ups, 11 tackles for Gavin. R4. He's run for over 60 metres now. There's 8 hit-ups. Leno. Nice shoulder ball, that's a good move. Papali'i. Now Tavanga looked offside. Tavanga makes the tackle and gives away the penalty.
Wait, Benny, guys coming back.
I love the creativity here of Mason Leno to show the kick, to pass and go. Isaiah Papali'i sure hasn't kicked a lot in his career. Isaac Luke off the football field, there's a big blow. And then for Jazz Tavanga to be ill-disciplined and gift Melbourne some yards out of their own end is a poor end to the set of 6 after some great work.
Keep coming. All the way.
We'll just get confirmation that Luke has succumbed to that shoulder injury.
Go.
That's a blow, 53 minutes gone. And Luke out of the game.
Go.
Smith. This is Bromwich. Good surge through the line there from Jesse Bromwich.
Right here, Adam. Go
10, James.
Smith leaps away from dummy half. Finucane tackles strongly. His return match.
Go 3.
Smith again. It's all Smith, Bromwich and Finucane at the moment.
Wait here, wait, go.
Munster. This is Hoffman, who takes it nicely this time. Now we have the last play. Smith pokes the left again. Yes, excellent play from Cameron Smith. Not much Tuivasa-Sheck can do, but force it.
Wait for the whistle.
Stock standard for Cameron Smith. Jump out to the left. Find a little hole. Look at all the time he's got. Shifts it across to the left foot and behind Tuivasa-Sheck. Nothing Roger can do. So interesting with Isaac Luke not on the football field. The hooker, I think they'll split the role.
They will with Leno and Tavanga. Now they're going to go for the short kickoff in here again. Let's see. They are going to go it. Here it is again. Has that gone out on the full? And that is the risk with taking the short kickoff. Let's go down to Justin for a quick update on Isaac Luke.
Yeah, Isaac Luke has suffered a calf injury at this point. They are hopeful that he's going to come back, but as we know with calf injuries, you start to cool down, very hard to come back, so it's going to be unlikely that we'll see him again back on the field for the game.
That's why Luke is on the bike at the moment, on the sideline, and they are going to take the 2 points here, the Melbourne Storm.
Just on that short dropout, I think they're very effective when there's a little bit of a surprise element to them. Telegraphed a little bit too much that time and overcooked by Sean Johnson.
Well, that's right.
The other ploy on it, Glenn and Morgs, is the fact that Melbourne would have been set to put a set play on them. They would have pre-rehearsed from a dropout. They would have gone 2 to the middle, 3 to the outside, then Billy Slater would have come inside, then back outside. But when you do it and give them the ball 10 metres out, they haven't rehearsed that play, so they go a little bit ad lib. So it changes the structure of what Melbourne deliver.
It's a great point. Not too many teams practice good ball sets inside the 10 metres. They always practice their taps from 30 or 40 metres out, or the dropouts from 30 or 40 metres out. And rugby league players are creatures of habit, so without the practice, it's sometimes hard to adapt.
So that's the first success for Smith for the evening. And that extends the lead by 2 points, 10 points to 6 here at Mount Smart Stadium. 23 minutes to play.
Both Ken Mamalo and Tuivasa-Sheck have travelled over 100 metres today. Surprise, surprise. Cameron Munster getting close for the Storm.
Keep clearing them out. Time you run. Kick.
Good defence coming in from Gavitt and R4.
See now.
Solid connection there on Glasby. Rummage.
Back here, Bunny!
Big Nelson about to come back into the game. Finucane.
Jazz off arm.
Hold here, wait. Go 3.
Galfusi. During this unbeaten run the Storm have had since the middle of May, Darryl, 3 wins have come in that time by 1 point.
Hold, get up, go.
Generally know how to close a game out if it's a tight contest. Galfusi.
Last one.
Invested very much in this contest.
Hold, go.
You're enjoying this game. And our coverage as Munster kicks from inside his 40 to Ivasa Shek. Collects nicely. And good return. Puts the excitement pedal down again.
It's a good defensive set from the Warriors. About 35 metres made in that set from the Storm. Bit of pressure on Cameron Munster. Let's see what they got in attack.
Oh, Finucane comes off second best for Papa Lee. Warriors well over into the Melbourne half now, early in the set. As Mannering is back out there too now for the Warriors.
So it's Jazz Tabanga who's getting himself to a hooker more often than not. He doesn't quite have the width in his passing game that Isaac Luke has. That wasn't too bad.
Leno. Johnson with a bit of space. Carter. Oh, he puts the footwork on. Malmalo. Carter lighting it up a little bit. Oh, what a turn from Papa Lee. That's the last play, the youngster. Just loses his head a little bit there.
Maybe he didn't know. Didn't hear the last play call. Let's have a look at this. Finucane gets bumped off after rushing in on Isaiah Papa Lee.
Vunivalu's just been smashed on the first tackle. Now Slater.
Completion for the Warriors, just 70%. The Storm, 79.
Yeah, the Warriors' completion has really dropped away from the early stages of this game. Bromwich. Glasby runs onto it perfectly, and that's an excellent game for his team. Smith looking strong as ever. Curtis Scott, quiet second half, very good first half from him. Johnson with a good tackle. But again, the Storm are not able to get over the halfway line in that set.
Struggled for metres again, didn't they, in that set of 6, the Melbourne Storm. Watch what they'll do next. Their outside backs pretty much will come to work. This is for Satua. Munster is up to the task.
Holds on nicely there, does Cam Munster. No, Isaac Luke, remember, as Beale gets involved.
Joe Vuna onto the football field, straight onto the left edge.
Mannering handles. Nelson Afisa Solomona also looking to get back out of the action still. He's still working that big hulking frame as Leno runs nicely. This is Vuna. Youngster. Warriors have a lot of hope for. His 3rd NRL appearance this season now. Leno is going to go high across field here for Situa. Adokar. Look out! Look out, Josh Adokar is away. Oh! Could there be an obstruction right there? Adokar. Now I didn't get it to Vunivalu.
That was an obstruction. It was called Mamalo.
Hughes is almost through. Warriors defence looking a little ragged after that run from Adokar. How on earth they didn't get a penalty, I don't know.
Hold James go.
Vunivalu. Smith again. Munster. This is where Melbourne can be really lethal.
Move, Sean! Here for 4. Wait.
Still 2 more tackles in this set. Smith to Slater. Slater. Hughes almost loses it backwards. And now the momentum just falls. Flat just a tad.
Hold here. Hold, go.
Last play here. Munster again. That kick doesn't have enough depth on it. Tuivasa Shek has it.
Absolutely brilliant work here from Tuivasa Shek. The pass from Cameron Smith to Munster. So wide. It's a good 15, 18 metres wide. Gives Munster the option, just put it through for himself. This is Vuna. Joe, another one just 19.
He's about to turn 20 next week. Cutter. Looking with the ball in hand in this game. Tavanga leaps away from dummy half.
Jazz is in front of him. Penalty, he's picked it up inside.
Okay, so Jazz Tavanga is offloaded to Simon Mannering, and amongst all that congestion there, and then Simon's put it down, and Jazz has actually touched the football from an offside position. So 4 points up. The question now for Cameron Smith, do they want to go for 6? No, they're going to go for touch. Try scoring the option. This is the footage here. So Jazz offloads there. Simon doesn't get it. And then he...
Well, it was all a bit messy, really. Tavanga picked it up in an offside position.
Simon, on you quicker.
Bromwich. Melbourne continue to hammer and hammer away. Smith. Couple of decoys. Slater up the middle. Slater with all that acceleration and pace almost gets there. Almost a brilliant try from Slater. Oh, did he play that correctly? He hasn't.
Have a look at the work here of Tuivasa-Sheck again on Billy Slater. Fullback on fullback. He's made 7 try-saving tackles already this year, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. I reckon he makes another one here. Let's have a look. Slater gets around, one-on-one. Anyone else but Tuivasa-Sheck, I don't think stays with Billy Slater that close to the line. Great work.
One impressive part of Bill Slater's game this year has been his on-the-ball action. We're so used to seeing support play up the middle or out the back on those big shift plays, but he's getting the ball at first and second receiver a lot more this season. And I suppose that's the fact that Cooper Cronk's left the club and they've got some younger halves there. He's able to get a little bit closer to the ruck, and he's, again, I know he's in the twilight of his career, but geez, playing some great rugby league football, Billy Slater.
He's having a great game. 100 metres exactly. 13 hit-ups.
Some of the milestones these guys are now clocking up are quite unbelievable. Billy Slater second on the all-time tries scoring list with 187 tries, I think. 212 for Kenny Irvine, the great. I wonder if he'll get there.
So Luke has had a run, trot up and down the sideline. He's had his calf worked on by the medical team, and he's back on the bike now. He's feel it in his eyes that he wants to get back out there.
Wait till it's out here.
And whether he gets out there or not again will probably depend on the next 5 to 10 minutes.
That's fine. Make it here, Nelson.
Mel Mullo. Gavin. Jazz Tavanga almost snuck through his feet there. Leno. Wobbly pass from Mannering. He's looking at the 6 line here to bring it off their line. Hussey. That strongly that time, Ignatius Hussey. Quite having the impact in this game as he did last week against the Broncos. Leno. Short pass to Joseph Vuna. Now Vuna is right on the halfway at the end of the set. Johnson. And O'Carr takes it nicely. Great chase from Fusitua.
Go.
Stay there, mate, one.
Here's Scott.
Great D. Good work, Simon Mannering, leading the charge.
Coming back to.
It really is time now to get through the set of 6, the Warriors, for Sean Johnson to get his hands on the football as much as he can in the next 14 minutes of play to just create chaos.
There's a 40-20 attempt that time, and it hasn't got the angle on it. It was pretty close from Cameron Smith. He looks like he's missed an opportunity there. Monty Beetham, what are your thoughts with 14 to play?
Well, 14 to play. This has been a very good game. It looks a lot like September football, even though we're 6 weeks away. I wonder how the intensity is out there. But I'm looking at the Storm side, very, very good defensively. The only Warriors points come from a kick. With Isaac Luke on the bench now, you've mentioned Sean Johnson as a key component. I'm wondering where the points are going to come from. This Melbourne Storm side, even by 4, it's going to be a hard one to pick back.
Well, it will be. They got close with Carter. That try.
Okay, heads in.
Wrong in this half. Remember, there's been no try scored in the second half at all. Just the solitary goal kicked by Cameron Smith. Oh, by G. Fusi Tua. Almost skipped a hub.
Some of the execution of passes is just a little bit off here for the Warriors, but you can't go into your shell. You've got to keep throwing them. And in a way, hope they find the mark and hope they're out in front.
Win over the Storm would be a golden win for the Warriors. Johnson, good hands. Beale. Gets rid of Munster. They swarm on Gerard Beale and Curtis Scott. Good tackle. Battle of the centres today has been terrific, hasn't it? Scott, Beale on this side. And on the other side, Carter against Will Chambers. Johnson. Now that's come forward off Chambers. Has it been played at? It has been. So it's back to 0. And Carter will start the set on the halfway line.
The aggression on the edge and defence from Melbourne superb.
Oh, Maumalo. What a game Ken Maumalo is having. That's his 18th carry. Gavitt. He just stopped, didn't he, James Gavitt?
There was a hint of a shepherd there.
Tavanga. That's a Cameron Smith ploy as he looked to go left, ended up going the other direction. Adam Blair. Tavanga hauls it out to Mannering, now Johnson. This is looking likely. Passy, can he offload? He can't. Good tackle from Hughes. Oh, Lino. He's messed it up at the play the ball, just as the momentum was building.
Just needed to find a little bit of a pass here. Bunty R4. Brilliant attack. There was 3 players on the outside. And now the play the ball. And Mason just tried a little dummy to the right. He was always going to go left. But the hands just weren't working in time with the brain.
Well, Justin, they've had their opportunities, the Warriors, in this game.
Well, they've had field position, they've had possession, they just haven't been able to execute. They haven't got to the back end enough sets, and against a high-quality team like the Storm, you need to continuously put them under pressure. So execution has let them down this afternoon.
That's a great shot from Gavay. Good tee. That one's a little bit high from Iggy.
Finished off by Gavitt and Mannering, though. Asafa Solomona gets through Blair's tackle. I tell you what, he didn't go much further. It was Passy. He's relishing the chance to go up against Nelson Asafa Solomona. Kenny Bromwich. Smith. Jesse.
This has been a great battle through the middle.
It has.
It's been a great battle.
I love the battle these players. As Hughes puts the kick through on the last play. Tuivasa-Sheck in perfect position as always. Good chase, good tackle from Hughes coming in there though. Here's Ken Maumalo again. A one-on-one hit with Hughes earlier on in the game was memorable, wasn't it? Fusi Tua almost passed through. For the first time, Munster hangs on nicely. Tavanga. Smith doesn't miss many tackles. Now Johnson inside the 40. That's got the angle on it. But Slater with his pace and experience has it covered.
Just too experienced, wasn't he?
Gerard Beale.
Puts the reversing lights on Billy Slater and drives him back towards his own try line.
There goes Addo Carr leaping away. One of the Melbourne Storm players is down. It's Munster. Slow to get up, but he's okay, I think. Good shot coming in from Simon Mannering. Good tackle. The Warriors look to keep this aggressive defence going.
James, get out of there.
Defensively, they've been sound in this game so far. We have 10 minutes to go. Chambers looking to unleash Vunivalu. Can't do so. He might not have to again, like he did when he scored his try in the first half.
Here, Ignatius, go.
Smith goes high for variety this time and down to Tuivasa-Sheck. And again, the Warriors haven't come from deep to start a set.
This is fantastic. Real arm wrestle developing here. Both teams getting through 3 sets each. What's that, 20 runs now for Ken?
Tuivasa-Sheck. He probably needs to get involved as much as he possibly can now. There's Gavitt. Hits the line strongly. Let's see what happens here. Good hands from Leno this time. There's Vuna. He's got pretty good acceleration off the mark. Again, the gap's not there for young Joseph Vuna. Mannering again. Johnson. And a ad-lib football from Sean Johnson. Beale. That's a good run from Beale.
Okay, Josh, no. Quite coming.
He's getting a little loose. Now Gavitt finally gives it back to Johnson, who can get the kick down, and that's ended up not being a bad kick, given the circumstances. But look at Slater's acceleration off the mark. It's outstanding, even at 34 years of age.
Something's got to give in this game.
35.
This feels like it's sitting in the balance here.
Yes, it really does.
Take it here, Mason.
One missed tackle, one big bust, one beautiful pass could decide it all. Scott. Just the 2 tries in the game. Chambers and Beale. Both of them came early in the game. Asifa Solomona right on the halfway line. Smith, good hands from him at dummy half. Jesse Bromwich runs at Sean Johnson. But Sean Johnson does a good job to hold on to his Kiwis teammate. Smith, Munster's going to hoist. Tuivasa-Sheck again. Nicely taken.
Again, Rogers up to the task as they go with the ball high in the air.
Well, you feel the Warriors are going to have to chance their arms sooner rather than later, because Melbourne over the years are quite happy to defend a lead, and they'll be quite happy to tackle for the next 6.5 minutes to win this game. So we want to see a little bit of magic or a little bit of special play from a Sean Johnson or a Roger Tuivasa-Sheck to break this game open.
Yes, we remember those 1-point victories the Storm have had as Johnson takes it to the line. Now there could be a bit of space on the right too. This is Gerard Beale. Or did it go out on the full? And they ran out of space, but the intent is there. The intent is there.
They had numbers in the channel here, and they've switched it around a little bit with Fusatua coming into the centre position to give Beale a bit of a chance on the outside. They accommodated it pretty well, didn't they? The Fox backs off and gives Curtis Scott the chance to cover the numbers on the inside, and then couldn't quite get the touch right with the kick. What about Jazz Tavanga, who's made 40 tackles off the bench? 40 also for Felice Kafusi.
It's a defensive orientated game for him. Cameron Smith on his season's average of 42 per game. Vunivalu. 5.5 to go. 10 points to 6. The Storm going to crack. Hisu suggests they won't.
Back here.
Hold square.
Smith. Asifa Solomona.
What's the offload?
Jazz, release! All the way.
Square there.
Go through.
Satai back out there now for the Warriors to end the game as Bromwich fires the pass out to Hughes. Hughes! Jerome Hughes to Vunivalu! Can you believe it?
They've got a penalty coming back here. Adam Blair's cleaned someone up in back play.
It's Kenny Bromwich, I think.
Jerome Hughes with a silky running game.
We got it.
Makes a nice bust on the right edge.
We're playing
Then
advantage.
Suliasi Vunivalu, look at this. This Kenny Bromwich sets up the block shape. And his old pal from Whangarei gives him a shoulder. They deem it to be high as well. Jerome Hughes runs through the gap and finds Vunivalu, but the pressure of Marmalo See Suliasi put it down. So now what does Cameron Smith do? 5 to go. Penalty, 35 out, pretty much straight in front. 6 points ahead looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Well, and it soaks up a bit of time off the clock too, doesn't it?
Started way back in 2002. That man with the ball, Cameron Smith.
There's the answer. They're not going to go for goal.
Chase it. Wait for the tap here. Wait down, Chris. Hold him up. Hold. Go.
Kalfusi gets things going again. 4 minutes,
Move.
30 seconds
Jazz here and hold.
left in this game. Kenny Bromwich. They want to try to seal it. Fast play the ball. Smith. Munster. Oh, the hands were needed there from Cameron Munster.
Stand short. Hold, make it.
Locked in.
This is the game for the Warriors here. Smith. Where's Slater? Glasby has it. Slater's out on the left. Standing too wide of the ruck, and it's heading towards him now. Munster tries to put a play on, and the Warriors are offside. Yes.
So speaking about eating up time, Warriors can't afford this either. It's a great tackle in there from Joe Vuna, right in the middle. Stop Melbourne right in its tracks.
Okay, thanks, mate. Signal it.
Well, in a way, that invites the Warriors back into the contest with a short kickoff. And we've seen they're not afraid of doing those. Will it go to Fusatua? For sure.
So Mannering was the player pinged there by Ben Cummins.
They've just stayed so calm through this entire game, this Melbourne Storm team. They've just been in this tight game so many times. And I think you've already mentioned during the call, Glenn, that they've had a couple of one-point victories in the past couple of months. And it just shows experience is extremely important in these tight games. And when you've got guys like Cameron Smith and Billy Slater in your team, it just leaves everybody in a nice, calm state. And they've been able to get themselves in a winning position with a couple of minutes left on the clock.
It has been so close. I mean, 330 tackles a team, that's even. Run meters are basically 1,200 a team. The one stat that favours Melbourne, and it stands out, is the completed sets. They have 5 more completed sets than the Warriors so far in this match.
Just have a chat to them, make sure they're on there. Which way are you going? You're going right, are you?
So here we come for the short kickoff.
Swap around, just wait there, mate. Wait for the
On the
whistle.
right wing
Wait for the whistle.
is Fusatua.
Wait.
Let's see what happens here. The score 12 points to 6. Johnson must execute this. Now that's not touched anyone. Play on.
Ignatius Parsi.
Parsi, Johnny on the spot. Now here's an opportunity for the Warriors. They've got to score a converted try. Satai sets it up. Johnson. Tuivasa-Sheck. Now watch him like a hawk. Blair to Tavanga. Parsi again. Parsi! Great run from Ignatius Parsi. Tavanga. They're off the line very fast there, Melbourne. Now, Melmull. No penalty for offside, though. 2 tackles left. Back towards the centre. They've lost a lot of space. There goes Johnson with the kick for Situa. There's 3 Melbourne players there, and Addo-Carr has it. Josh Addo-Carr. Great defence from Melbourne. They survive. Gee, they're a good football side.
It just needed a quick play of the ball somewhere in that set of 6 for the Warriors.
Warriors to me.
Quite deliberate. Mind you, they're playing Melbourne. They were never going to get those.
Glasby.
Hold, Chris, hold. Go.
Chris, I'll just say the set.
Kenny Bromwich.
Surrender!
Inside the last minute. They're on the 40, Melbourne, as they move away through Glasby again. And Smith will plug the touchline here. It's gone straight to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. What brilliant positioning from him. But Melbourne are aware, aren't they? They are there in numbers to tackle him. Quick pick. Got to quickly take this for touch. Johnson. Got to carve off some serious metres here. There is no one there for that one. They're going to have one, possibly two tackles. Satai. There's the offload. It's going to be Melbourne who are going to win it. They've got it. They've got it, Melbourne. Cameron Smith is going to have the last say. Melbourne escape with a victory. And stay unbeaten, go to the top of the NRL table. And try as hard as they could. The Warriors couldn't get there. Final score here at Mount Smart. It's the Storm winning 12 points to 6.